It is truly dreadful to think that there are cartel hitmen committing murders on camera somewhere out there. The focus of this video is the interrogation and subsequent execution of El Cidi, a member of the Jalisco New Generation cartel, by their rival cartel, Los Viagras. Los Viagras has transformed from a self-defense group into a ruthless cartel that is challenging the authority of the biggest Mexican cartels through extreme violence. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at the brutal execution of the CJNG Hitman on tape. Yeah, you heard it right. The sheer viciousness of the atrocities committed cannot be erased from memory overnight. There is no benefit to be gained from subjecting oneself to such horror. It all begins with Mexico's most savage cartel, the Jalisco New Generation cartel, founded in 2009 by Nemesio Azagura Cervantes, also known as El Mencho. The cartel started with humble beginnings. El Mencho came from a family of avocado farmers, and in a desperate bid for money, he immigrated to the United States with his older brother and began selling drugs. After being arrested twice, he was eventually deported back to Mexico. After joining the Millennial Cartel and briefly serving as a police officer, El Mencho found himself in a favorable position when the Millennial Cartel leaders were either captured or killed. Taking advantage of the situation, he used his military training to establish his own cartel known as CJNG. This particular cartel was unique in that it was highly organized and well trained in tactics such as ambushes and attacks, and possessed firepower equivalent to that of the Mexican military. With the vast profits generated from drug trafficking, El Mencho invested heavily in weaponry, as evidenced by the emergence of footage in July showing a CJNG convoy. The members of this group, who pledged loyalty to El Mencho, refer to themselves as the Elite Group and are armed with an array of deadly weapons such as assault rifles, grenade launchers, heavy machine guns, and a powerful 50 caliber sniper rifle. The CJNG proudly showcases its use of a powerful weapon that reflects their strategy of projecting themselves as a paramilitary force, with their distinct branding highlighted by the letters CJNG emblazoned on their vests. They dress in military-style clothing and wield high-caliber guns. The group even employs handmade tanks known as monstros, which are the testament to their immense firepower. It is not surprising that crime rates in Mexico have surged to unprecedented levels following the establishment of CJNG, given the group's staggering level of power. In 2017, Mexico experienced its worst year in recorded history, with over 31,000 people being murdered. The government is struggling to contain the situation, but the notorious CJNG continue to escalate their violence. This criminal organization is responsible for a significant portion of the fatalities and has taken the fight to a new level on both sides of the border. In a brazen attack, the Jalisco New Generation cartel shot down a military helicopter using a rocket-propelled grenade. The DEA has now offered a reward of $10 million for information leading to the capture of El Mencho, the Mexican drug kingpin who heads the CJNG. Such is the power of this cartel that they are now targeting the government itself instead of relying solely on bribing officials. Drug wars often involve threats to people's lives and the creation of chaos and terror to achieve desired outcomes. The Jalisco New Generation cartel is a well-consolidated group that can launch highly organized attacks against the Mexican government. They use violence to gain leverage in negotiations with politicians and officials. The CJNG is notorious for being Mexico's bloodiest cartel, and its origins can be traced back to an ex-cop and avocado farmer. The rise of Los Viagras also follows a similar story. Surprisingly, Los Viagras began as a self-defense military group formed by the government. In 2014, Alfredo Castillo Cervantes, a former security commissioner of Michoacan, formed Los Viagras with the aim of capturing the leader of the Knights Templar cartel, Servando Gomez Martinez. However, their appointed leader, Mariano Sierra Santana, was a notorious criminal who fled Michoacan to avoid prosecution. He had even been involved in a shootout in Apatzingan in June 2014, which resulted in the death of 7 people. Sierra was also wanted for other crimes, including assault and murder. In reality, he was using Los Viagras as a means to seek revenge against the Knights Templar cartel, rather than achieving any noble goal of capturing its leader. Mariano and his brothers were ill-suited for government work, being insurgents with a history of criminal activity, and were simply waiting for the right moment to start their own cartel. Their criminal activities began with cockfighting, which is how Mariano and his brother, Nicholas, also known as El Gordo, started their journey into the world of crime. This is how their family acquired the nickname Los Viagras and Peso Ganar, and it was a topic of discussion among people. Fighting is a savage activity that involves coercing hapless animals into battling to their demise. The fact that those involved in this practice became desensitized to violence is an indictment of their callousness. The situation reached a fever pitch when the notorious CJNG became involved. It is a poignant irony that CJNG, along with Los Viagras, initially worked with the police or military to maintain law and order. Following their help in capturing La Tuta, however, Los Viagras rose to power in the region and took over the Knights Templar cartel's territories and business in Vietnam. To summarize, the events that occurred are both intriguing and tragic. So that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so that you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.